Oh, shut up, blast it. Oh, shut up, you'll get me shot. Hey, no more howling. Oh, come on. Get this down here. Let's take this. Do your good, will this. You're a beauty. There we are, look. There now. Are you thirsty? What about a drop of this? Pale ale. This'll quieten you down. There you are, look. Now listen. No more howling. Mrs. Walker knows you're down here. She'll give you something to howl about. Me and all, come to think of it.
I'm coming.
Oh, morning, Annie.
Alf, what are you doing here at 8 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, well, I just want... is that...
Have you come to see me?
No, I wanted a word with Fred. Yeah, that was it. I'd just like a word with Fred.
Well, I'm not sure that Fred is up and doing yet.
Oh, morning, Mrs. Walker.
Morning, Fred. I won't ask you if you slept well, because I'm quite sure you didn't with that dreadful racket that was going on all last night.
Oh, has there been some bother?
Oh, some dreadful dog was howling all last night. Seemed to have come from the bowels of the earth. It was like the hound of the Baskerville.
Baskervilles? I'm not quite sure I know them, Mrs. Walker. Is he that little fella with the poor wine stain?
I was making a literary allusion, Fred.
It's Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? Then there was the incident of the dog in the night. But the dog didn't do anything in the night. I mean, that was the curious incident.
Pardon?
Oh, don't take any notice of me, love. I haven't slept very well myself. I've been up and down all night. We had a bit of a heavy night, me and Fred and Tuddy.
We're going to the dog.
We went
for a night out.
For a night out.
Oh, well, I do hope you're not feeling as shattered as I am. Do you know, really, in my view, people who cannot control their dogs should be heavily fined. But I mustn't sidestep you from your mission.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I just wanted a quick word with Fred.
All right, what about?
Well, about the...
I think I'd better get some aspirin. I feel a migraine coming on. Oh, entirely due to that dreadful dog.
Come on, Dale. We're going to be late opening if you don't hurry up.
I don't think I'll go to work today, Elsie.
Why, you're not poorly, are you?
No, it's not that. It's just ever since Sylvia sacked me, I can feel her eyes on me, following me.
Oh, get away. Anyway, she won't be in this morning. She never does come in half day.
She does sometimes.
Well, she won't this morning because she told me so last night. Now, do come on and book up.
Well, what's the point when I'm working me notes? I finish on Saturday anyway, so why bother?
I have an idea that you won't be finishing on Saturday. See, I gave Madam some food for thought, and I think by the time she's chewed it over, well, I think you get your job back.
What exactly did you say?
Well, I just pointed out that if you did go to one of these industrial tribunals, you had a very good case. Also, people might think that it's just rivalry because she sacked you over Roy Thornley.
Did she say?
Oh, wasn't what she said. It was the old-fashioned look she gave me. She knows what it's all about.
Yeah, and I won't go to no tribunal. I'll not have me private life dragged out and stared at, job or no job.
Well, she's not to know that, is she? I mean, she might be hard, but she's not stupid. She's not going to sack you if it's causing any trouble for her. You see.
I don't know why you keep going to all this trouble for me.
No, neither do I, considering there's a sink full of washing up there that you should have done last night because it was your turn.
Yeah.
Tarlov, now then, yours were a pint, weren't it?
Mine were off.
Yeah, well, I'll be with you as soon as I can, Albert.
Bed, dear, we need some more gin before lunchtime is over. Could you bring a bottle out from the cellar?
Mrs. Walker, I've only got one pair of hands and the same goes for my feet. And Albert Tatlock's glaring at me. Now, can't you just go for once?
Well, I suppose I must. It appears as if I bear the brunt when Elizabeth's away. Makes one wonder why one employs stuff in any case.
Something from the cellar, Mrs. Walker?
Gin, I said, as a matter of fact.
Let me get it. You know what we said about you trips and up and down them cellar steps? After all, it is my job.
That is Fred's strong point, you see, Bet. He is so very willing.
And so am I, Mrs. Walker. Ready, willing and able. But I have not got magical powers. I cannot be everywhere at once.
No, well, you haven't been round to me yet for a
I
start.
am coming to you now, Albert.
Please don't raise your voice. My migraine is managing very well without your decibels. Yes, dear. Off to the hospital.
No, just on the way home, as a matter of fact. Lunch break. That's why I popped in. I know Ernest wouldn't have had time to make anything this morning, so I thought perhaps 2 of your pies.
Steak and kidney or meat and potato?
1 of each, I think. Isn't it a rush?
Rush? Should be the idea with her.
Oh, I've had a terrific scramble myself this morning. Only have an hour, you see, which doesn't leave enough time to cook anything, and Ernest will have been busy job hunting.
No luck yet.
Not yet, no.
I am sure with a man of Ernest's calibre, it is only a matter of time. The tide will turn.
Well, that's what I keep telling him. Though I'm not as sure as I was that it's true.
Darkest hour, dear, before the dawn.
Yes.
How are things at the hospital? Exacting, I suppose.
Well, it is hard work, but it's rather inspiring, too, when you see some of the patients bearing their troubles so bravely.
Mind you, Bet, all the fortitude is not confined to the hospitals. Now, despite my migraine, I really feel I ought to have a little nourishment. Do you think you could try to manage while I just nibble something light?
Bet.
Yes, Fred.
Gin, love.
Right.
Put the pint in there, love.
He's not having any. Look, will one of you two make his mind up? Is he having another pint or not?
Of course I am.
Oh, no, you're not. You said you was just having the 1 pint and then you was going to get them windows in Kitchener Street polished off before your dinner. Now, them were your very words, now. Just going to wet your whistle, you said.
Well, I haven't wet it yet, have I?
Ooh, you don't just wet it, do you? You blooming well drown it.
Have you both finished?
Look, give the half in there. Is that all right? An half?
All right, then. And I'll have the other half.
She's smarter than you, Asta.
Ooh, you only just found that out.
Hello, love.
You'll have to ask Fred off.
Fred, give us a pint, will you? I've been gagging all morning. Hey, Fred, whatever possessed us to buy a flaming crown?
It weren't so daft, mate. I've been thinking about that. We've got a good one there. We'll do all right with him.
Oh, what do you know about dogs? Hey, hello, love.
Fred, do you happen to have moved a tin of steak that I could have sworn was on the kitchen table last night?
Somebody nobbled your late-night nibblings, Mrs. Walker.
Well, Fred.
Well, as a matter of fact, I did move it, Mrs. Walker.
Good. That's a tiny mystery solved. Where'd you put it?
I ate it for my breakfast.
You ate a whole tin of steak for your breakfast?
Well, I'm feeling just a bit peckish, you know, from last night. I didn't have a proper meal, so I just downed it. I hope you don't mind, Mrs. Walker.
Oh, no, I don't mind. If that's what you wanted. No, I don't mind.
I don't know how you could face it after what we shifted last night. You ate a whole tin of steak for your breakfast.
Did I? That's like I give it that dog dinner.
Oh, I see. Hey, where have you put him?
He's down in cellar.
You are? I thought you said you were going to shift him.
I daren't go to that cellar, Ed, Alf. Every time I go there, Annie Walker springs out of the woodwork. It's been nerve-wracking here all morning, Alf. Nerve-wracking.
Why the heck you're making heavy weather of that?
I'm not at my best this morning, Mr. Fairclough.
Oh, come here, let me do it. What were you drinking last night? Wood alcohol?
Hey, how was your night out at Dogs with Alf and Fred? Oh, it were great. It must have been. I wouldn't be feeling like death warmed up this morning.
You won a few bob then, did you?
I've got a feeling we all won a few quid. The only trouble is I didn't have it on me when I woke up this morning, so I don't know. Unless I give it to Alf to look after for me or something. Yeah, or some bird wheedled it out of you, eh? Has been known to happen to innocent young chaps, hasn't it, Len?
I have heard such tales.
I don't remember no birds. I remember this little Irish fella, though. He had a greyhound. He took us to this strange club he knew for a late taste. He was trying to flog us, his greyhound. It's all right for you young bachelors, you know. It sounds like a real good meat. Oh, it were. It feels terrible.
What you want, mate, is the hair of the dog. Seldom fails.
Yeah, 2 hairs. Never fails. Could go pie and all. Couldn't face me breakfast this morning. And Irene didn't put me any butties up.
Talking about me, Terry?
No.
You were. I heard my name mentioned. What were you saying?
He was saying that your lilting voice makes it a pleasure for him to wake up every morning, darling. He's always singing your praises, you know.
Oh, yeah. I've come to borrow him for half an hour if it's all the same to you.
You can have him all flaming day for all the good he's been to us this morning.
I'm not surprised. Coming home in the middle of the night, tiddled.
Coming home what?
Tiddled. And don't deny it.
I'm not gonna deny it. I thought I were a lot worse than that.
Anyway, I want you looking after it shop while I go out on business.
I thought you were looking a bit all dolled up.
Don't be so cheeky. I'm going to see my solicitor, as a matter of fact. Come on.
We were just going to Rovers for a pie and a pint, weren't we, Len?
The Rovers will be there when you get back. Just remember, a shop pays no wages. Let's have you.
See ya. Track on.
Hey, Fred, give us another pint, will you? Have one yourself.
I'll think I will.
Oh, I think I might start to pull round now. Now, if we can just get rid of the you-know-what from the you-know-where before you know who finds it.
Well, I cracked it. Where do you reckon's a good place?
Well, I'd love to have him.
That's it. Settled then.
Yeah, I can't, though, can I? I mean, I'm working all day. No, it'll have to be Terry Bradshaw. I mean, they've got that yard at the back, and there's Reenie there to keep an eye on him.
Well, that's it, you see. They're very highly strung dogs, you know, greyhounds. Pal of mine had one. Used to pine for him every time he went to work. It's the only reason he got married, just to give the dog a bit of company. Yeah, bucket of Christmas, please.
Yes. I rather fancy a glass of my specialty. I think there's a bottle in the cellar.
Well, I'll go if you like, Mrs. Walker. We've gone quiet now.
No, it's all right. Don't trouble. I'll do it.
Hey, Fred! Cellar!
Mrs. Walker.
Oh, that's done it.
Why didn't you tell me?
I did tell you.
Sugar man.
Look, I think I'd better get back to work anyway.
Hey, look, hang on here. It's as much your dog as it is mine.
Yeah, but
Oh, Mrs. Walker.
Look what I found in the cellar. Come along.
Oh, it's
Greyhound.
I know. Probably what kept me awake all last night. How it got in my cellar, I cannot imagine.
Well, I'll swear it's not come past me since we opened. Hey, I wonder if one at Draymen left trap up. What do you reckon, Fred?
Oh, it's theoretically a possibility.
Well, I'll have a word with them. They ought to be more careful. Come along, boy.
Don't do that.
You try stopping her.
Off you go. Find your master. You know, in the licensed trade, sooner or later you lose your capacity for surprise.
I'll just go down and see if it's cleared.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand. Where is he?
It's gone.
Well, I can see that. That's flipping marvellous, isn't it?
Tell you what, though, Alf. It just shows it must have a fine turn of speed, that dog.
Oh, well, that is a great consolation, that is. You realise it's 30 quid's worth of our money that's gone whizzing off at high speed? Fred's folly.
That's 70, 80, 90 and 10's a pound. Thank you. Ta-ra, love.
No, that didn't take long, did it? Been busy?
Right, I'm off then. Well, how's about a quick thank you?
Your family, you don't need a thank you. Anyway, where are you rushing off to?
Actually, Ray off, have a drink or something to
I
eat.
can make you a sandwich. I've plenty of corned beef. I don't know. You spend all your working life with them two. I can't think what you want to spend your dinner hour with them for. Anyway, do you not want to know where I've been? It's to do it sharp.
Oh, big deal. See you later.
We're going to be an off licence, and don't drink too much. I don't know. It's no interest in business, that one. I don't know what I'm struggling for.
Hello, are you Mr. Bradshaw?
That's me. Who are you?
Mr. Fairclough said I could have all this wood for my bonfire.
You're collecting bommy wood already. You're a bit early, aren't you?
Aye. Oh, and he said to give you a message. What was it? Him and Mr. Langton, they've gone on aid.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can take your pick out of that lot.
Sir?
We've lost it.
Annie Walker slug it out at Rovers. We've looked all over. Nothing.
It vanished off the face of the earth.
Puzzler.
Hang on a minute. Do you mind telling me what you're on about?
Fred's folly.
That dog, that greyhound one we bought last night. What's the matter with you?
We lashed out all our money on a flaming greyhound. So that's where money went blooming out. We must have been paralytic.
Now, to sort, it's a very valuable dog. 30 quid. Any road, we've lost it.
Well, I haven't lost it. I didn't even know we had a dog to lose.
Well, that's a stupid thing to say.
Who are you calling stupid? You lost dog.
Look, standing round here arguing the toss isn't going to find that dog. Now, if you want your share of it, you better come and help us to find it. Now, come on.
Right.
I've had no dinner.
Is Ray in?
Rovers, I think.
Oh, I must have missed him. Are you going there?
No, I'm going looking for a greyhound.
Oh, ask a silly question. Hello, what are you up to?
Collecting wood, miss, for my bonfire, miss.
Don't keep calling me miss. I'm not your teacher. It could be embarrassing in my condition.
Miss?
Forget it.
Hey, is it all right if I borrow that pram to take me wood home?
What pram? That pram. Yeah, I suppose it's all right. Matter of fact, you may as well keep it. I don't think it's any use to us.
Thanks, miss. Smashing.
Come on, Fred's folly. Come on, boy.
It's daft shouting that. I'll not answer to a daft name like Fred's folly.
Come on,
have
Fred.
another name like Rover or something.
Come on, Fred, boy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Come on, boy.
Folk will think we've got crackers talking like that.
You know, we're wasting us time.
I've been saying that for the last 10 minutes.
No, I mean, we're wasting manpower all sticking together. We ought to be looking separately. Look, I'll go down Gas Street and see if he's gone near the abattoir. I mean, happen the smell of meat will take him that way.
I missed me brekker this morning, you know, and I still haven't had my dinner.
Yeah, Fred, you go down Jubilee Terrace and have a look round there.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and you go down Rosamond Street and then along Canal Street. We'll see you near the canal. You know, near the Red Wreck.
All right, but listen, I can't remember out about what happened last night. I'm not sure I recognise this blooming dog, even if I see it.
How many greyhounds do you think there are knocking about here, Ted? Don't talk so flaming wet.
Who you calling wet?
Hey, hey! Oh, you two. There's plenty of time for argy-bargy afterward. Just think on, there's 30 quid's worth of our money roaming around loose. That's £7.10 a leg. So get cracking.
Oh, hello. Oh, what's all this then?
It's self-explanatory, Mrs. Ogden. You only have to read it.
I.S.M. Bradshaw of Coronation Street. Apply to the licensing sessions to be held. Sale of intoxicating liquor. Hey, you're putting in for that off licence.
Bullseye, first time, Mrs. Ogden. That'll be 53 pence left, please. What can I get you, Mrs. Ogden?
Yeah. Well, I think I've left my oven on, Chuck. I'll pop back.
Do you know there's half a page of jobs here and not one of them any good for me? Or me any good for them, come to that. Situation's vacant is right.
You're not in the dough queue yet, and I have a feeling that you won't finish on Saturday.
Oh, I can't see it, Elsie. You're wrong this time.
I wasn't wrong when I told you she wouldn't be in this morning, was I?
Yeah, but this is different. She'll not back down about sacking me.
Who's talking about backing down? That sort don't back down. They extricate themselves. They disengage themselves. They think of number one and pretend they're doing you a favour. I'll tell you something. If she does give you a job back, and I think she will, she won't be doing it for your sake. She'll be doing it for hers. Hello, Elsie Hard. Oh, hello, Mrs. Matthews. Yes, as a matter of fact, she's here. Would you like a word with... Oh, I see. Yes. Well, shall I tell her that then? Yes, I see. I will. Goodbye, Mrs. Matthews.
Well, what did she say?
What did your Auntie Elsie tell you then?
I'm not fired.
Undue consideration. We feel that Gail's inexperience deserves one more chance. You've got your job back, kid.
Elsie, you're wonderful.
Aye, this time.
Well, Bet, I think we're over the hump, as they say.
Yes, I thought you were looking brighter.
I don't mean that, no. We're over the peak of the lunchtime rush. I think we've done remarkably well, considering everything.
Thanks for the compliment.
Unfortunately, my migraine's fading. Only those who've had it, can comprehend it. Interestingly enough, do you know that some of the most eminent people in history have suffered from it?
It must be a consolation to you.
It is.
Mrs. Walker, have you got a minute?
Will you serve Mr. Ogden, Bet?
Oh, wait, no, I'm not here for drinking purposes. I'm here for warning purposes.
Warning? Warning whom, Mrs.
The
Ogden?
minute I seen it, I said to myself, what a blow for Mrs. Walker, I said.
And what exactly have you seen, Mrs. Ogden?
Oh, you've not heard that? No, I thought you wouldn't have. They say news travels fast, but it's not always true, And in this case, it's not as though it's had far to come, neither. Only down the street.
Mrs. Ogden, would you kindly come to the point, if there is one, instead of this interminable beating about the bush?
Well, I was trying to break it to you gentle. It's that Renee Bradshaw. She's put in for an off licence.
She has threatened that before, Mrs. Ogden.
Oh, she's done it. Application's up on her front door, bold as brass. I, Renee Bradshaw, etc., for the sale of intoxicating liquors. Intoxicating liquors. It's funny, isn't it? You don't think of a light bottle as intoxicated liquors, do you? Because that's what I normally drink, a light bottle.
But I'm afraid my migraine's coming on again. I shall just have to go and lie down quietly in a darkened room.
Thank you very much, Hilda. You just got me at Mug's job, coping on my own again.
Well, you can't blame me. If Annie Walker wants to have a funny turn, she'll have a funny turn. Go on, give us a light bottle. Some folk would have stood with that, for being helpful, but not here. Oh, no. And I tell you, if I don't get a bit of civility, I shall have to start getting my intoxicated supplies at the corner shop.
That's exactly what Mrs. Walker's worried about,
Oh, well, she'll just have to get used to it then, won't she?
She won't, I mean, she might be taking this lying down now, but that won't last.
Hello, love.
Hello, what you having?
Fizzy orange, please.
Hey, is Terry down the yard, love?
He was, but he went off with Alf and Fred. Something about seeing a man about a dog. Oh, and there was a little lad there collecting wood for a bonfire. He said you give him go ahead. Yeah, well, I locked up and saw him off. Oh, and I let him have that beat-up old pram to take his wood home in.
You what?
Let him take his wood home in that decrepit old pram.
That was for baby, I'm doing it up.
You must be joking. That old wreck.
It's not an old wreck, I'm just stripping it down, that's all. Did not know that, pram.
You won't now that she's given it away.
Paid a fiver for that.
Well, your crackers, Langton. For a start, I'm not carting my baby about in an old wreck like that. And for another thing, you've no right throwing money away on rubbish.
It's you wants to throw money away with your daft ideas about expensive prams.
Look, let's get this straight. My baby is not going around in anything second-hand.
I'll have that pram as good as new when I've done it. I'm going to get it back.
Look, you're wasting your time because I'm not having it.
Look, you don't even know where that kid lives, do you?
No, but I'll find him.
Oh, you...
Oi, while you're looking, find flaming Fred G for me.
Any luck?
Not a sausage. Not round at Knacker's yard.
Nothing. Well, we'll just have to keep on looking. It's a very valuable dog, that. In case you two have forgotten, when we get him trained and race him, we'll make a lot of money out of him. You'll see.
When we find him.
If we find him. I've got a feeling something terrible's happened to that dog. Wouldn't be surprised if he'd been hit with a car or something. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at the bottom of that canal now as we're sitting here.
Will you give over? Greyhounds are clever, fast. Wherever he is, he'll be in one piece.
Ah, but where the hell is he?
Well, somebody could have... That's what's happened. Somebody's taken him in.
Aye.
Somebody's got him.
Aye, but who?
Anything else, Mr. Tatlock?
Yeah. I want a tin of that dog meat.
I beg your pardon?
I want a tin of that dog meat. I've seen it advertised on telly, and it doesn't sound so bad.
This luncheon meat's very nice, Mr. Tatlock, and it's very reasonably priced for what it is.
Oh, well, I don't want any luncheon meat. I just want that tin of dog meat.
Well, if you insist. Are you a bit hard up, Mr. Tatlock? I mean, are you finding it a bit hard to make
No. Just mind your own business.
Sorry I spoke.